Imagine becoming allergic to 70% of the Earth's surface. One look at a drawing, one detailed description of a creature you've never seen, and a single glass of water becomes a gateway to a predator that has been waiting for your scent since the dawn of time. From that moment on, the ocean isn't just a place, it's a mouth. This is the file for SCP-1128. Item number SCP-1128. Object class Keter. Special containment procedures are as follows. Any and all descriptions, whether written, verbal, or depicted in art, concerning the physical appearance of SCP-1128 are to be strictly prohibited. Any person found to have been exposed to such information is to be administered a Class C amnestic immediately. This is not a suggestion. It is a mandatory requirement for continued existence. The Foundation monitors all communication channels, including internet traffic, printed media, and radio broadcasts for keywords or imagery associated with the entity. Should an infection be detected, the source must be neutralized and all witnesses must be treated.
All physical data concerning the entity's appearance is stored on a single, isolated server at site whatever is deemed secure, and access is restricted to Level 4 personnel with a specific need to know.
Testing involving SCP-1128 is conducted exclusively using D-Class personnel who have been briefed on the entity's appearance. These subjects are to be kept in a water-free environment between tests. In the event of an accidental manifestation, the containment site is to be locked down, and any contaminated water sources must be drained and treated with chemical dispersants.
Description: SCP-1128 is a massive, hostile aquatic entity that exists outside our conventional perception of space until certain conditions are met. The entity functions as a mimetic hazard. It does not exist in our world physically until a sentient being learns about its appearance.
This knowledge acts as a beacon or a link between the victim and the creature. Once an individual has been infected by the description or image of SCP-1128, they begin to exhibit a severe form of hydrophobia, though not in the traditional sense. They are not afraid of the water itself, but rather what the water now represents. To an infected individual, any body of water deep enough to fully submerge them becomes a portal. When an infected subject enters a body of water, whether it is an ocean, a swimming pool, or even a bathtub, they vanish instantly. From the perspective of an outside observer, the subject disappears as if they have been pulled through the surface, regardless of the water's actual depth. The subject is transported to a vast, seemingly infinite saltwater environment. This is the hunting ground of SCP-1128. The entity is a massive predator, described by those who have survived brief glimpses as a chimeric horror resembling a cross between a whale, a shark, and prehistoric marine reptiles. Once the subject is in this environment, SCP-1128 begins to hunt them. The entity is capable of tracking the scent of an infected individual's mind across the rift. Survivors report hearing a rhythmic, low-frequency sound that vibrates through their very bones, the creature's heartbeat, or perhaps its call. If the subject is killed or consumed by SCP-1128, their remains, or what is left of them, will occasionally reappear in the original body of water they entered, often expelled with significant force. Experiment Log 11288-A1. Subject is D9022. Subject was shown a detailed sketch of SCP-1128. Subject initially expressed confusion, stating it looked like a big, ugly fish. Subject was then instructed to step into a standard bathtub filled with room temperature water.
Upon placing his foot into the tub, D9022 was violently jerked downward. The water in the tub did not splash. Instead, it surged upward like a liquid arm and pulled the subject in. The tub remained full, but D9022 was gone.
A safety tether was attached to the subject's waist. 2 minutes after disappearance, the tether went taut. Something on the other side was pulling. The winch began to smoke under the strain. After 30 seconds, the tether was severed.
When the end of the cable was retracted, the steel was found to have been bitten through. The edges of the cut were jagged, matching the dental structure of an apex predator. No remains of D9022 were recovered.
Incident Report 1128 Beta. A junior researcher, Dr. Aristone, was reviewing archived files that had not been properly redacted. He viewed a partial photograph of a fossilized jaw found in the Pacific Northwest.
3 days later, while Dr. Aristone was drinking a glass of water in the site cafeteria, he began to choke. Witnesses state he looked into the glass with an expression of pure terror. Before anyone could assist, the water in the glass began to pour out in a volume that defied physics.
Dr. Aristone fell forward into the shallow puddle on the floor. He did not hit the tiles. He sank as if he had fallen into the Mariana Trench. A security guard attempted to grab his hand, but reported that the water felt like it went down forever.
Addendum: recovery of footage from Site 22 exploration. The Foundation utilized a remote-operated vehicle, or ROV, equipped with a live feed. The ROV followed the subject as they were pulled through. The ROV feed showed the subject floating in a dark, abysmal ocean. The ROV turned its powerful floodlights toward the direction the subject was pointing. At first, there was nothing but silt and darkness. Then, the lights caught a row of teeth. Each tooth was the size of a redwood tree. The camera panned up, revealing an eye that was wider than the ROV itself. The scale of the creature was so vast that a single twitch of its tail created a vortex that nearly crushed the ROV. The subject was consumed in a single, slow motion. The entity's mouth opened like a canyon, and the subject was simply gone.
What happened next is what troubled the researchers most. The ROV began to sink. As it descended, it passed the skeletal remains of creatures that do not exist in the fossil record. Massive ribs, miles long, carpeted the seafloor. This suggests that SCP-1128 is not alone, or perhaps it is merely the smallest of its kind in that other ocean. The last frame captured was a shadow moving through the deep, a shadow that made SCP-1128 look like a minnow.
The horror of 1128 is its persistence. You can never shower again. You can never walk in the rain. You can never even drink from an open cup without the risk of seeing that eye looking back at you from the surface.
There is a theory that SCP-1128 isn't just a monster, it's a biological idea. It's a thought that has found a way to eat people. How many people have disappeared from their bathtubs, leaving nothing behind but a lingering smell of salt and old, cold scales?
If you ever see a drawing of a creature that doesn't belong in any textbook, don't finish it. Close your eyes, walk away, because once you see it, it sees you, and it is very, very hungry.
Subscribe for more Foundation briefings.